before I started. And I also adopted this thing called Tava. It's a new product that they have on the market.
What is it?
Tava.
Tava.
And it does. It's a It's like it detoxes your body, gives you energy, and all that kind of stuff. But
Huh.
I drink this before I leave work, and I get home. I'm good. It detoxes like all the bad stuff out of your body. And my doctor told me to try it, so I've been trying it, and it actually does make you. This is how it looks. It's a detox tea, but when you drink it, it only tastes like water. Now, when you get to the end, you can taste the herbal thing too. This right here. It's called Taba.
Oh, I've seen this logo before.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so
Pour that in some. Drink it and
just in the regular bottle.
And you
water.
feel it.
So one of those is
yeah, you feel it like cleaning your intestine out.
really.
Yeah, you definitely feel it, and it's like you don't.
You know what? You really have lost all the weight.
Yeah, you don't feel it's bloated. Come on in.
Hey, how you doing?
Amazing.
Oh, hey, man.
Oh, I like it. I like it. The pink shirt and the pink bag.
Good. Can I stay actually
Yeah.
with us?
Sure.
Can I stay?
Sure. Pick a spot.
Okay. And I need to pick up.
Yeah, I'll give it to you before
Okay.
you leave.
Yeah, but it unbloats you. It takes all that nasty stuff out of the gut.
Huh.
And that's part of the reason they say you don't want soda anymore because you cleans the gut.
I gotta try that.
Yeah. You can try this one you want. I can get another one. I got a whole thing of
You got a whole thing of them?
Yeah, I bought the whole little package.
Well, you know what? Then I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw my soda out.
I bought the whole little packet.
Thanks.
But don't drink it not right now, because if you can't go to the restroom, it's when you start feeling it. Yeah.
Thanks for telling me that because I was just about to go do it.
No, don't do it. That's why I told you I do it when I'm leaving here. You don't want to do that now.
I would really be a mess.
I'm passing on Zoom. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back again.
I'll go out here and do my jumping jacks. I'm not gonna let y'all see me and laugh. See, these are all my 18s. Look.
You're swimming in it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you really did lose a lot.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna go. All right, go do my jumping jack. Come break out. See you guys.
All right.
close out the program completely and restart it. Close out the program and restart it.
They didn't have your Follow Girl solid legging.
It's not. Is it?
Huh?
It's not available yet, right?
Yeah. It'll come back to your card.
Huh?
It's gonna come back to your card.
All right. Thank you.
Hey. Do you want the other half of this meat patty?
All right, guys, we're going to give it about 2 more minutes to let some people get on because we've had some people actually come here to the classroom. So give it just a minute and we'll get started in about 2 more minutes.
close the program out completely.
All right, yeah, bear with me.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just gonna put that in. I just want to see if you could help. If that's okay. Mm-hmm. real quick.
I guess some folks are having some trouble logging in, so.
And the second thing is that if you have heard about this kind of stuff, why did you tell me and don't tell me? Allow me to get things done. Boy, I'm calling it too much. So that means I'm supporting someone that does not have my back. So we're there.
Well, let's get started. For some reason, we've got some folks that aren't able to get fully logged on, and hopefully we get that figured out here shortly. Let me just try one more thing here. All right, so can everybody see the shared screen that says sales training?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let me. All right. Let me see if I can help this person get in. Let's see. 221. All right. All right, guys. So let's see if we could get somebody to read this for us. Which controls? Oops. So who we got on here? Sorry. All right. So just put that in here. Okay. How about Ali? Why don't you read that first statement to us?
There's like a big old, like, there you go. So it says, what is sales? A sale is a transaction between two or more parties in which the buyer receives goods, either tangible or intangible, services and or assets in exchange for money, or in some cases, other assets paid to a seller. You are selling every day, you are selling yourself.
Right. So as just as simple as a statement as that is, you guys think that you're not salespeople. If any of you have ever gone on a date in your life, you'll understand that you are always selling yourself. So no matter what, this is just going into a different format. All right. How about Alfredo?
consistency is selling. Consistent process, canned presentation, consistent response, consistent presentation.
Correct. And that's one thing that you're going to be learning in here is that everything that we do is very consistent. The process, the presentation, the response, everything is consistent and everything is canned. It's all pre-done. Anybody want to elaborate on that? It's just like, there's no difference that if you're an actor or late night TV host, everything you do is a canned presentation, and that's one of the things that you're going to learn. So just remember this, what we call the 4 C's, be consistent in all aspects. I got a few guys that are really trying to get into this meeting. I apologize. So the next thing here is public declaration. So if we could get Ali to read that one for us.
Public declaration. Public declaration equals future action. You have to hold your customers' statements accountable to their actions. Don't let your customer escape their commitment or their part of the sale. Don't let your customer get you off target or off subject. Don't be afraid to be a public declaration.
Correct. What that means is, how many of you have heard that term, the customer's always right? Have you heard that one before?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's not true. So the customer isn't always right. So the difference is, whatever their statements and everything that they say, we're going to hold them accountable for that. Guys, hang on one second. I have to check something. Setting. Give me 1 second. I apologize. Trying to see about a setting in here. Oh, can't do it now.
Can you see if you can get the video to pop up? Like with the
Can I just ask anybody who's not speaking to make sure and mute their camera because there's
another thing. I'm can't have that on the
All right. Let me just do this. Everybody can hear me okay? Okay, good. Let's continue. Yeah, just mute yourself until you have a question or something, so we can kill the background noise. All right, so getting back to public declaration. Basically what that means is the customer is not always right. So if you're talking to somebody and you do everything that you're supposed to do and you ask them, you know, if all the facts and figures and all that stuff comes out right, you're happy and all the good stuff, are you going to buy this car? And they tell you yes, you could, you get to hold them accountable for their words. Hang on a second, because we're having some login problems.
Good. What's the process of the Zoom? I mean, to download the app?
So, and again, once you guys, if you can, mute yourself. We got Aiden.
Hello?
Yep. Aiden, you're in there, right?
Hey, how you doing? Yes, sir, I am now.
All right, finally we got you. Good deal. All right. All right, so getting back to public declaration, I have to repeat myself, but getting back in there. So you get to hold your customer accountable. They're gonna hold you accountable. So there's no difference between the two. If you do everything that you're supposed to do, it's okay to call your customer out on the carpet if they don't do what they're supposed to do. And guys, you gotta mute your stuff because otherwise I'm gonna mute everybody here in just a second. All right, well, I just muted you. So if you have a question or anything, just please, ask away. You can unmute yourself. Okay, so getting back to it again, sorry, because we keep going around in circles. One of the things that works on Zoom in the Zoom meeting is you got to be on time. So what happens is, I guess, is once the meeting starts, if you're not in there that a lot of time, you could have a problem getting in. So I'm going to try to fix that. But for next week, the meeting ID should be the same for the entire week. You're going to have 2 sessions a day. You'll have a morning and afternoon session with a lunch break. So it should be the same the entire week. So you shouldn't have any issues getting in. And there's going to be 15 of you I'm going to ask to come to the store here that's going to participate so you guys can watch how everything unfolds and how we do things. But anyway, getting back to public declaration, I want to just, because with some people weren't on here, want to read it again. So do me a favor, Adam Finch, just read that to us.
There we go. Public declaration equals future actions. You have to hold your customers' statements accountable to their actions. Don't let your customer escape their commitment or their part of the sale. Don't let your customer get you off target or off subject. Don't be afraid to make a public declaration.
Correct. Okay. So again, what that means is you are going to hold your customer accountable for what they say. So if they tell you based upon certain information, they're going to purchase a vehicle and you do everything that they're asking for, you get to hold them accountable for that. So the 4 Ps. So how about Cheyenne, read that to us.
The 4 Ps: planning, preparation, practice, and prevention.
Correct. What does that what does that mean to you?
Really just getting yourself ready, I guess. Planning. I don't know how to explain it. I lost my words.
You lost your words? All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to mess with this thing. The video's not working. I'm trying to keep doing it.
Do what?
I'm sidetracked trying to figure out why the video won't work again. Is it planning, preparation, practice, and prevention?
Should be able to start it. I'll just see if I can fix you on my side. But anyway, so what we do is everything we do, just like a sports franchise would do, we plan everything out and we prepare for it, we practice it, and we prevent having mistakes or making statements that are untrue. So if you take care of the first 3, the last one is always going to work out to everybody's benefit. And remember that because we're going to practice that repeatedly over and over again. Well, people still having problems. This is crazy. So the next thing is, go ahead, Angelo, read that to us. And you had a question too.
Well, yeah, I was just going to help answer that last question. I was just going to say basically being organized for what you're going to present and all.
Yeah. That's the that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, just to be organized. Yeah. All right. So the 3 C's: courage, commitment, conviction. Ask for the sale. How can they buy if you're not committed?
Right. Okay, so what we got to do is obviously the courage, the commitment, and the conviction, and ask for the sale. How can they buy if not committed? If you don't believe in what you're selling, how are you going to ask somebody else to buy something that you don't even believe in? So one of the important things is the product that you're selling. You have to absolutely know what you're selling, and you have to believe in that product. It's pretty hard not to believe in a Toyota. And quite frankly, in most of the products that they have out there now, especially Ram and stuff, it's pretty hard not to believe in that either, because all of them are pretty solid, and not too many people make junk these days. So give me 1 second again. Jeez.
If I may ask, is
Sure.
what's your favorite brand of car?
My favorite?
Yeah.
My favorite brand of car. Well, that's actually a tough one, but I would probably say probably Chevy.
And why is that?
Because I am a muscle car enthusiast, and I used to be a pretty heavy collector. So my stuff that I like for the most part is probably from the 60s.
Now, how would you sell that to someone who isn't really a musclehead or not really a collector? Like, what would be your selling points? You wouldn't? You would just say not?
No, because what you'll learn over time is there are brands that you'll believe in and brands you don't. And the brands I believe in that I know for a fact are good products are number one is Toyota, number two is Honda, number two is Ford, another one is Ford. Another one to me would be Jeep is a brand I believe in. Some of the other brands like Hyundai and Kia, even though I do stuff for stores like that, I personally wouldn't stand behind that brand because I don't like how some of the vehicles are manufactured and how they're done. So yeah, go ahead.
So basically, never be afraid to like tell a customer that they don't want a certain type of car, or that's not the right fit for them, like depending on their criteria that they give you, and like never be afraid to be like, oh, that's not the car that you're looking for, even though you can still show it to them and like run it through.
Yeah, and yeah, I would say that would be a true statement to a certain point. You have to, number one, you have to be careful of what you're saying and how you're saying it, because people are going to come in and they're going to give you a perfect example. Somebody come in and let's say they're looking for, and it's going to be totally off topic. Let's say they come in and looking for a Mustang, and while they're looking for the Mustang, they see a RAV4, and then they go and buy a RAV4 even though they're here for a Mustang. What you're going to learn in this training is 3 words: wants, needs, and budget. And they're going to be 3 determining factors in when you sell somebody a car. Because a lot of people come in looking for one particular thing and leave with something else that they did. You don't want to suggest something to somebody and have them believe you and then hate it later, because you're not the person buying it. Just because you don't personally believe that something is good or something is bad doesn't mean that they do. Because you'll learn, for the most part, all vehicles are the same, whether it's a $600,000 Bentley or a Toyota Corolla. They all got 4 wheels, a motor, a transmission. They all go to the traffic light at the same time, and a lot of them got the same options. It's the wrapping and the cosmetics that make a big difference. So, but the brand of that vehicle has to make a difference to you personally, because you can't sell something you believe in. You can't go knock on somebody's door selling AT&T when you hate AT&T. Your presentation is not going to come out right. But if you go there selling DirecTV and you're happy with it, and you have it yourself and you enjoy the service and like it, then yeah, it's going to work out good because you've personally experienced it, you personally enjoy it, and so you believe in the product. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Hey, Mr.
go ahead.
Oh, Mr. Dow, I have a question. So, say when you're done, after you do the test drive and the customer, he loves everything about the car. He's willing to buy it right there and there, but you just never know, and they come out with a rejection and they back out of nowhere. Are you allowed before, after the test drive, you allowed to tell them if there's any reason at all that you do not want this car, or if there's anything you don't like about the car, tell me about it right now. I can answer all your questions so I can make you feel comfortable. Am I allowed to do that?
In a certain way, yes, but you're jumping probably 3 days ahead in the training. So, and that's all right, Zach. And we're gonna get to those parts as we get through this. One thing you got to understand is we're taking this whole process and we're breaking it down piece by piece, so you can learn and understand each individual piece. Because a lot of you got a lot of good questions about that, but as you go along, I think all of them are going to be answered. But I want you to keep asking, okay? So don't stop. So what your question was great. It's just it's going to come to that time, because you're going to learn as we go through these slides. There is a process which you're going to actually hit. We have what's called the road to a sale, which are 12 specific steps that you have to take in order to achieve what you want to achieve. But along those lines, your customer is the person that has to benefit, not just you. Okay? Does it make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes, sir, it does.
Any other questions?
I'm all good.
Okay, so once again, number one, you can't be scared. You can't be scared to ask somebody to buy. You can't be scared to get a commitment out of them at the right time in the right place. And your conviction is your belief in what you're selling and what you're doing. Okay? That is what your conviction is for. You have to be committed to that product and know everything about it. Doesn't mean you have to personally own it or personally be in love with it, but the commitment level to that product has to be excellent. So you have to know everything about it. That's the difference. Fear. Is Carson on here? I didn't see her in here yet. Aiden, you've gone through a change of life. Go ahead and read that to us. Getting on.
You said read. You said me? Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
You said read what?
Read what you see.
Oh, fear. Fear will come true. Thoughts affect outcomes. F is for focus. E is for emotions. A is for actions. R is for responsibility. Outcomes in life are reflections of your decisions.
Correct. So one thing you have to overcome is you have to overcome the fear of the business itself, the commitment level that you have to have, and not be scared to talk to somebody or be able to share your knowledge and what you know for them. Because again, number one, you're going to be focused. Number two, you're going to control your emotions to the correct area. You're going to take actions on the things that need to be acted on, and you're going to accept responsibility for everything that transpires. One thing that people have, what we call like damaged goods, that's hard, is the outcomes in your life are reflections of the decisions that you made. So you're at where you're at right now, not due to anybody else, whether you think so or not. They're due to your actions and your commitment level and your fear level or whatever else you got going on. Your decisions are yours. And once you realize that, that will be a big change of life for you in order to help you move forward. Because one thing is that you'll find out that people who are wealthy, who do well, they all have one same common denominator. They're not afraid to talk to you, and they're not afraid to take responsibility for their situation and their actions. And they know how to change that. That's the difference. Execution. So how about Amanda? You want to read that to us?
Brilliant execution on the small things will affect the big things. Sell your competition with consistent execution. Sell it better than anybody else. Your attention to detail and your brilliant execution on a consistent basis will achieve consistency, higher results than your competition.
Sorry, Amanda, your audio was just breaking. I'm going to ask Carson to read that one more time for us.
Brilliant execution on the small things will affect the big things. Outsell your competition with consistent execution. Sell it better than anybody else. Your attention to detail and your brilliant execution on a consistent basis achieve consistency, higher results than your competition.
Right. So what you got to remember is, just like it says, if you have an incredibly great execution on all the small things, in other words, you take care of all the little things and you're consistent about it, everything else will fall into place. Where people make the mistake in this business is they skip over steps or they forget about the small stuff. Like, hey, you know what? The sale went great. You know, my customer knows how to use everything on the car. I'm pretty sure I did a 2-hour presentation for them. They know everything, and you just send them home and you don't do a delivery. Next thing you know, you get a bad survey and you're like, what happened? These people love me. How did all of a sudden I get a bad survey? Because when they asked the question, did your salesperson do a great delivery? And they say, no, they didn't do one at all. Boom, you got a cratered survey. So that's why we say the brilliant execution on the small things will affect and take care of the good things. Your competition that you have, in which you're going to go shopping next week and you'll find out yourself, your competition sometimes doesn't do the things that they need to do. So if you are consistent about your execution and taking care of every little detail, you'll never go wrong. What you want to do is you're going to do, like it says, is you want to sell it better than anybody else. And I don't mean the word sell, like, you know, trying to push something on somebody. I mean, going back to the iPhone thing, I mean, you really have done a great job at presenting this product and done everything that you're supposed to do on this particular product. And you've completed that aspect and you took care of all the details that you're supposed to. Make sense? And that is how you're going to achieve higher results all the time. It's just like, you know, I don't know if any of you have ever been in a home construction business or ever built a house, but if your foundation, if you don't have one and you build a house on mud, eventually it's going to sink and it's going to crumble. But if you build your house on a solid cement foundation that you took a lot of care into, it doesn't matter what you build on top of it because it should stand for the question of time. And this is the exact same premise. Chris Arredondo, read that for us.
Results. You can't change the results of life. However, it must be understood that your thoughts and your way of thinking are what created those results in the first place. Your mind is set. Your mindset can be your asset or your liability. A negative thought process will achieve a negative result.
That's exactly right. If you have to think about what happens to you. If you're in a particular situation where something negative is happening to you, it's so easy to hop on that bandwagon of negativity and ride that train because everybody else is doing it. You have to get off, okay? If something's happening bad to you right now, you need to let it pass. Whether it's a divorce or a breakup or this or that or anything else that happens. I mean, there's a million things. Your car gets crashed, whatever negative situation happens, you just have to take that mindset that you're going to let that pass. You're not going to let that affect the rest of your life or affect your outcome. And you're going to get rid of that negative thought and that negative situation, and you're going to turn that around. You're not going to let that become a liability to you. If anything, you're going to make it an asset and say, okay, this is the mistake I made. I'm not going to make this happen again, and I'm going to move forward, and this isn't going to happen to me again. I'm going to put that in the check column and get rid of that negativity in your life. Sometimes it could be the hardest thing in the world for you to do. Absolutely the hardest thing to do. But trust me when I tell you, whatever your thought process is going to be the results of your life. So if you want to achieve a higher result and a higher quality and higher stage of life, you have to get rid of that negative thought process no matter what. And let me tell you something, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. It's a difficult thing. Any questions on that? Success. How about, let's see, what we got? Eric, read that to us.
Success. Success equals the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Who succeeds? The persons who pursue and executes the worthy ideal. The opposites of success is conformity. We are all self-made, but only the successful can admit it. We conform and fail. Don't complete, create.
Right. Don't compete, create. Carson, what do you think does that mean?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So to not compete, instead of, competing against each other, and create a better environment for customers and stuff if you all work together and you can, create more success within that dealership.
That's partially correct. What I mean by that, don't compete, create, is don't worry about the competition, okay? Because you competing against somebody else or another situation, is that going to pay your bills or make your life any better or give you a trip to Disney or anything else? No, it's not. You need to create your own path, your own way, and not worry about what somebody else is doing. Somebody else's success is not your success. Just because Travie McCoy became a billionaire, I don't know if he did or he didn't, but just because he did or he didn't has nothing to do with you. Has absolutely nothing. And just because he did it a certain way or that person did it a certain way has nothing to do with you, because it's not you. You have to take you with you all the time. So you have to create. You're going to get a ton of information over these next 6 days, okay? What you do with that information is 100% up to you. I can't make you successful. There's no way. And I'm never going to tell you you're going to be. You are the one that has to do it. You have to take the information that you're receiving and you have to cut a path and create your own path to the success that is yours, not mine or not somebody else. It doesn't matter what my monetary state is, because that has no effect, right? What does that have to do with you? Nothing. And that's what I love when I see people on commercials and infomercials, a guy standing in front of a Rolls Royce in a gigantic house that actually probably doesn't belong to him, that happens to be just in a photo shoot, and he's telling you to send him $49 because you're going to get rich doing this or doing that. The fact is, he's getting rich because he's collecting $49 from you and everybody else. He's not doing a thing, and neither are you. None of that stuff is going to come to pass. There is no magic bullet to success. You know what it takes? It takes hard work and luck. That's right, a lot of luck, just like a scratch-off ticket. But that's why we say, I don't want you to conform. Just because everybody in the building, let's say, is selling 10 cars a month, does that give you the right to sell 10 cars a month? Or should you want to achieve to get 15 or 20? Because that's what you, right? So don't conform, create. That's the difference. Okay, Dylan, go ahead and read that to us.
You're thinking. We become what we think about. A person's life is the result of what we think about. If you think positive, you will get positive results. If you think negative, you will get negative results. People with goals succeed. Change your mindset, change your life.
Exactly. Have you ever been in a situation in your life where you said, oh man, I'm never going to get this, or I'm never going to get that. I'm not going to get approved. Or you're looking to buy a house. Oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to afford that. Or, you buy a lottery ticket. There's no way I'm going to win. Any situation that you can come up with in that where you thought to yourself, there's no way that's going to happen. Well, you know what? Your mental state is what's going to cause your outcome. But if you thinking all the time, say, you know what? I'm gonna buy this scratch off lottery ticket and I'm gonna win. And you don't, and you say, you know what? I'll win next time. Instead of being, oh, I knew it. Or you say, you know, I want to buy this house, but you know what is, I'm going to get approved for it. I know one way or another, I'm going to figure it out. I will get approved for it. You know what? It's going to happen. Your mind is the most powerful thing there is on this planet. There's nothing greater than that. Not computers, nothing. Your mind is everything. And your thinking and your perception can be your detriment or it could be your biggest asset. That's why it's so important to surround yourself with positive people who are in a positive influence, and always do something positive that's going to enhance your situation and enhance your life. Anything negative, man, you got to cut that out. You got to just kill it, because that's not going to be anything beneficial to you at all, no matter what. And sometimes some of you, I don't know anybody here, and I don't know anybody's life story, but some of you, I guarantee have come out some tough situations, whether it's relationships or jobs or anything else. You have to scrape it off and start over and say, you know what, this next venture in my life is going to be something positive. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to make it work no matter what. This is going to be me, and I'm going to gain my financial freedom from this. You have to have that mindset and keep telling yourself. And anybody that's negative, that's telling you, oh, you know what, I saw another person do this or another person do that. I knew this guy that did this, and that didn't work out and that worked out. How about getting something positive out of it? Say, you know what, I appreciate all the negativity about that, but why don't you tell me something positive? What have you done that you have created or that you have achieved? Nothing? Then why are you giving me advice? Simple as that. As simple as that. You have to get rid of the negative people in your life in order to achieve success for yourself. Before you can take care of somebody else, your children or anybody else in your family, you got to take care of you. You don't take care of you, you can't take care of anybody else. And that's why your positive thinking and your attitude means everything. Not just in your career, but in your life. Gracie, how about reading that to us?
Believe. To believe is to succeed. What do you want? Set your goals, plant your seed. Your mindset is the path to your goal achievement.
Yes. Believe it or not, like I said before, if you remember from this morning's section, you have to set goals that are achievable and doable. When I see people put these goals up that are unachievable, and I know they're not going to do it, the only thing you're doing is you're bringing negativity to yourself, because what's going to happen is you set this lofty goal. Okay, my first month in business, I'm going to sell 30 cars. And you hit 15. And now what you actually did achieve was something great, but because your goal is so high and not something that would be normal, you just created a negative situation for yourself. Now you become depressed and you're like, oh, you know what? I didn't hit it. I didn't do it. This stinks. It sucks, this, that, everything else. And you're like, you're killing the whole deal. But if you set yourself up and you say, you know what, my first month, I'm going to sell 10 cars. I'm going to make myself, you know, $8,000 or $7,000, and you do it. And next thing you know, you come out with 12 or 13 and you make more than that. Well, isn't that a positive situation for yourself? And now you created an achievable goal, and now you have some reward to it at the end. So you always want to have a goal, and you always want to have a reward of some kind, no matter how small it is. You know, I see people out there, like weight loss is a big thing. You know, somebody who's 300 pounds saying, oh, you know what, I'm going to lose 150 pounds. Well, man, that's a great goal. But how about saying you're going to lose 25 first? Let's get to 25 first before you get to 150. And then after you hit that 25, maybe then go for another 25. And then do the countdown so at the end result, you get it. But every time you win, you need to give yourself some type of reward, whatever that is. Like I know I said it this morning, whether you want to get a new iPhone or an Xbox or a brand new car, make it an achievable goal in small steps so you can get it. That's what we call planting the seed. So if you plant the seed in your brain and you have something to shoot for besides just a dollar bill, you're going to be more likely to achieve it and to achieve those goals and get greater success. Anybody here ever heard the term that success is a ladder going up? Yes? Do you understand what the premise of the ladder means? And it's not career advancement. It's different steps that you take in your life, like moving up a ladder, that all of a sudden, when you get to the top, you didn't realize you got there. Because now you have money and you have everything else that you want. You've achieved that in steps. That's what it is. You've climbed it like a staircase, but you're taking it one step at a time and got there. Whether it takes you a year or 20 years doesn't make any difference, as long as you get there and you achieve that.
Where can I buy this book at?
I'm sorry?
Where can I buy this book at?
My book? Amazon. Make sure you buy it, because I need the 72 cents.
Oh, yes, sir.
Somebody bought one this morning. How about, you know who I haven't heard from all day today? How about Joseph Nunez? Why don't you read that to us? I don't know if Joseph got his...
Consultative selling.
Correct.
Building leadership relationships, partnering with the customer, consistent sales processes, discovering customer needs, wants, and budgets, knowing your potential markets, developing a prospecting plan, setting goals, learning behaviors and personality types of customers.
Correct. So consultative selling, that is what we do in the premise of what we do. Okay. What you should do is write this down, is the wants, needs, and budget. Discovering a customer's wants, needs, and budget. So I'm going to throw out there, let me see, how about Carson? So I want you to think about this a second. So we have a want, a need, and we have a budget. So tell me something that you want. It could be anything. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be something material, not material, whatever. What is something that you want?
Well, I actually just bought a car like 2 weeks ago, so I guess I can go with that.
No, that's past. So what is something new that you want?
Okay. To build my own house.
Okay, great. So now that's what you want. Okay. Now think about this for a second before you answer. Is that something that you need?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. But it's something you want. But not at the moment, you don't need it, right? Okay. So now think about the budget. Is it something that could be in your budget to do?
I worked hard enough.
Exactly. So you have three different things, right? You have something that you really want, but do you need that? Yes or no? And the third question is that thing actually financially in your budget? Now you brought up a thing of a house, but when we bring it, which is a great thing, but now let's bring it back a little bit to a car. So let's say Dylan, what's your favorite car? That if you could buy it right now, what would it be?
A Maserati.
All right, great. Okay. So a Maserati is a want, but do you actually need it?
No.
Right. But you want it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is that something that could possibly be in your budget?
Yes.
Okay, it does. But now let's think about those two things, the want and the need, for a second. So you want that car, but do you need that car? So now where the need comes in is not necessarily maybe dialed into what you're thinking. So let's just pretend, and if you don't mind me asking, do you have any children?
Yes.
Oh, how many children do you have?
2.
2 kids. Okay. Will both of your kids fit in that Maserati?
Most likely not.
Most likely not. Okay. I'm really happy you said that. Okay. Because I'm going to give you an example that pertains to me. Now, just to give you a little background, I have 5 kids. Okay. I was married. I see the eyebrows raised. I get that all the time. So my oldest son, who's 26 years old, he works at the Department of Defense. He was actually a professional baseball player. And my other son's in college. I got 2 daughters that are in the military and a daughter at home. But when I had them all together, I went out and I bought myself a regular cab pickup truck because it's what I wanted, okay? And I was just driving it back and forth to work. But when I brought it home, my wife at the time had asked me, she says, what are you going to do with that? And I said, what do you mean? She goes, where are you going to put the car seats? Where are the kids going to fit? And I said, well, I'm just driving it back and forth to work. And she says, oh, so you're never going to use it again just to go back and forth to work? What about if we want to go someplace? We're always going to use the Suburban? And I thought for a second, I said, you know what? She's right. I wanted that, but I didn't need that. What I needed was a crew cab pickup truck. So maybe you're looking at the Maserati, you want a 2-door cool coupe, but maybe what you really need is a 4-door so everybody in the family fits the car. And that's where you got to make the deciphering difference, is when somebody comes in, they say, yeah, you know, I want a lifted Tundra, 4-door crew cab lifted Tundra with all the bells and whistles and all the accessories. And then you're going to find out, well, as you question, and not question in a negative way, but question in a positive way, when you go through what we call the guest sheet and the customer interview, you're going to find out if they really need that. And you're going to find out about 50% of the time, the product that the customer is wanting is really not what they need. Give you another perfect example. Let's say, you know, a single person comes in and they say, hey, you know, I'm looking to buy a Toyota, you know, RAV4. And they're looking at the Toyota RAV4, and you find out they're in the real estate business and they're going to carry a lot of people around and do a lot of driving. What they really need is they need a Sequoia, or they need a Highlander, not a RAV4, because the RAV4 may be too small. So by your suggestions and your help in breaking down those 3 questions, what you're going to do is you're going to not sell, you're going to advise the customer into hopefully what would be a better buying decision. The reason is because you're looking at everything objectively. You're not looking at everything as you're purchasing it. You're looking at it objecting from an outside source, saying, okay, this person wants a RAV4, but they really need a Highlander, and their budget actually speaks to both. So what you're going to do is you're going to design a way to, and I'm going to teach you that, how to go from one to the other, so you can make sure all 3 things line up. The want, the need, and the budget all coincide together without any friction, without you making the decision for the customer, so the customer can make the decision for themselves, but with your help, with your professional input. Does that make sense? Dylan?
Sorry, yes, it makes perfect sense. Well,
Look at it, we froze.
Can you hear me?
You froze? Okay. So that's what the differences are. Looks like, oh, hang on. My internet doing the crazy thing again. Hold on a minute. All right, everybody can still see me and everything good? Okay, we do have some things back on. Okay. So the biggest thing I want you to write down is the wants, needs, and budget, and make sure that you've got that in there. Randy, did you have a question? No? Okay. Randy, go ahead and read that to us.
Set goals. Specific, how much, by when? Measurable, how can you tell if you have accomplished your goal? Attainable, is your goal realistic? Relevant, is it relevant to what's really important? Trackable, how can you keep track of your progress?
Correct. Now, when we come to tracking, it's something that we're going to learn, next week. But when it comes to your goals as about tracking is concerned, you got to be specific about what you're doing and what you're saying. So what I want you guys to do is break out a piece of paper, okay, and your pen, okay, and you're going to learn about how to track stuff. So what I want you to do is let's just take July, because everybody works in July. I want you to put down an income goal for July, okay? What do you want to gross for your income in the month of July? I'm going to give everybody a second to do that. Okay, so now what you're going to do, whatever your income goal is, I want you to break that down and divide it by 4.3. Okay? Take your income goal for the month of July and divide it by 4.3. And now take your 4.3 and break that down by 5. So Adam Schultz, tell me what your daily number is.
I got 325.
325?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically what it's telling you is you have to make $325 a day to hit your income goal, which frankly is very achievable. That's a good goal. It may sound like a lot, but it's not, because what happens is, let's say Monday, nothing happens, right? So now Tuesday, your goal just doubled. Now you're at 650, right? And let's say nothing happened then, the next thing you know, you're at $1,000 that you have to make because you're behind. So Wednesday comes, you get a great car deal, you make $1,000 on that car deal, you just took care of those first 3 days, right? Now you have 2 days left. Technically you have 3, but we don't count it. So now for you to be able to achieve that again becomes very achievable. So by you doing that, you're being specific, and that's the difference. Is people go out there in this business every single day and they're not specific. They go out there and they say, okay, well, I want to make 100 grand a year. Great. Well, how are you going to do that? What is the breakdown of that? When you take $100,000 a year, let's break it down by 12 months. Let's break it down by 4.3 weeks. Let's break it down by day. Let's break it down by hour. And is that something that is obtainable and achievable that you can actually do? You can always remember this. You cannot manage what you cannot measure. You can't manage what you can't measure. It's a very, very important statement, okay? You have to be able to measure everything that goes on in your life from A to Z, where you're going, where your start is, where your end is, and every single aspect. So you have to break it down and be specific. You have to bring yourself to reality, because if what you're doing is not real, you're setting yourself up for failure. And what would be the point of that? Why would you lie to yourself? I see people do it every single day. When you're going to have a CRM, which is called a customer retention management system, that your entire book of business is going to be in, and you're going to have to make so many phone calls a day, so many email contacts a day, so many, videos, so many different things of aspects that you're going to have to do on a daily basis to achieve your goal. And I go in and I ask salesmen, hey, did you do this or you do this today? And they say, oh yeah, I did. And I go back in and I check and they didn't do it. I'm like, okay, you lied to me about it. So what? But why would you lie to yourself? That doesn't make any sense. So instead you're gonna pretend you accomplished something that you didn't. What is the point of that? You have to make sure everything is attainable, relevant, number one, and trackable, and broken down and measurable. So you can't manage what you can't measure. And everything that you have to do in this business, it's got to be measurable, otherwise it does not work. Any questions about that? So today we have exactly an hour left. So any questions so far? Anything?
On the phone calls per day, is it like is it somewhere around like 40, or what's the minimum?
There is no such thing as a minimum or maximum. It is relevant to what your book of business is. It's completely relevant to you and only you. So, and what that's going to be is, okay, and how this works is, and we're going to get knee deep into this all next week. But let's just say you want to sell, your goal is to sell 20 vehicles. Well, how do you get to that 20 vehicles? What is obtainable? The actual math part is, the industry standard is a closing ratio of about 25%. So if we know that closing ratio is 25%, where does the other 75 go? That's going to come in what we call contacts. And that is, I mean, we don't do cold calling in the business, but there's other areas that you're going to, what we call contacts, have to attain. So in order for you to close 20, you might have to have 400 contacts in a month, okay, in order to get to that particular number. And 400 sounds like a lot, but, you know, Randy, break that down for us. If you have 26 working days in a month, which is on average, and you need 400 contacts, so what's 400 divided by 26?
It's about 15.
So 15. Now what's 15 divided by 8? That's 1.9, right? So we'll call it 2. So your 400 contacts broken down over 26 working days means you have to be in contact with 2 people. Does that sound overwhelming now? Right? Does it?
No, not at all.
No. Okay. But you got to break it down, because when you tell somebody, hey, hey, you have to contact 400 people, the first thing the person thinks is, oh my God, how am I going to do that? That's never going to happen. I quit. Goodbye. But when you break it down and say, hey, wait a minute, man, you know, you got this goal of 20 cars. But if you want to sell 20 cars, you have to talk to 400 people. Does that mean you have to write up 400 deals? No. That means you're going to make contact with 400 people. That means 200 people are going to respond. That means 100 people may be making an appointment with you. Out of that 100, 25% of that should close, which would give you relatively your number. Should close on a deal. You're going to have people come in, you're going to write up, you're going to have so many of a percentage you're going to write up, some of them you're going to demo drive, some of them are going to have bad credit or be unfinanceable, and then some of you are going to be able to take delivery. So if your closing ratio is 25%, that's where we come up with a number like that. So if your number's got to be higher, like one of the guys here sells 70 cars a month, how many contacts do you think he has to reach in order for him to get there to sell his 70 vehicles every month? And he's downstairs now. He was on the phone. Go figure. But that's how that works. So whatever your goal is, it has to be relevant to exactly what you're doing. So, and everybody's number is different. Adams is not the same as Carson's. Carson's not the same as Randy. Randy's not the same as Dylan. Everybody's going to have their own different thing. So, any questions on that?
I got one question.
Shoot.
I mean, but also we can use social media to our advantage in that type of sense, because that's a wider outreach, right?
Actually, I'm glad you said that, because we have an entire day class just on social media itself. Social media is going to bring somewhere in the neighborhood between 11 and 34% of the book of business that you're about to get is going to come directly to you. Not forget about the $200,000 or $300,000 a month that this dealership spends on advertising that drive traffic in, and you're swamped all day. But the things that you're going to learn to do and have to complete and compete, that's going to be social media, are going to drive specific buyers directly to you. That's part of the demographic homework that you have. And that's why you have what you have. Because you're going to learn who your customers are and what they're looking for, what they want to buy, and how are you going to drive these people to pick up the phone and call you. or text you or do whatever the media is. That's why you're going to learn to make these videos, and that's how you're going to learn the video communication. So that's all going to, in the next couple of days, it's all going to tie in.
Another question.
Sure.
So we're also going to be cold call. Are we cold calling like, you know, when you say we're not cold calling, are we basically calling like previous customers who have like who have older motor older model cars from 2-3 years ago? They're not old, but just saying like, are we gonna call previous customers that Toyota's had, and then basically, are we gonna manage the walk-ins as well too?
To answer your question, we don't do cold call. As far as I know, most dealerships don't do that. There's really no point to it. We don't call people who are not interested in buying a car. It'd be no different than somebody at Best Buy calling you up and saying, hey, interested in buying some cassette tapes. So, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Now, we have a system of what we call that works the service drive. We have literally hundreds of people a day coming through our service department, hundreds. So yes, we do have some contact with those people in service, but they have to be relevant contacts. We're not interested in our salespeople walking up to somebody because they're getting an oil change and asking them if they want to trade in their car, because that really wouldn't make any sense. Everything has to be relevant to what you're doing. So you are going to have a book of business, and that book of business is you're going to be getting what's called orphan customers, but you have to look at what that list is. Some of it could be not relevant, not dated, and we're going to, you know, we put that off. Some of them are, like people who leasing cars, especially if those of you at the Dodge store in that particular area, leasing is very heavy. So you got a lot of people that are going to be coming off leases within a 6-month period. That's when you're going to call them. That's an absolute relevant source. And you call them and say, hey, you know what, your Toyota RAV4s, you know, we know your lease is up in the next 6 months. Tell you what, you know, what if I can put you in a brand new RAV4 for the same payment, get you a new, you know, 21 or whatever the spiel is on that thing. That would be a relevant conversation. You're not interrupting somebody's day. But the difference is how you're going to communicate with them is not going to just be picking up the phone and calling. It's going to be a little different, which is what we're going to learn. But those things you're going to do. And yes, you're going to be taking care of walk-in traffic, internet traffic, phone traffic, follow-up traffic, every single way, social media. Busy is a thing that you're going to be. That's for sure. Adam Finch, can you read that to us? The words look smaller to me than they are to you.
Sure. So high self-esteem, sell as well as you feel. When we feel good about ourselves, beating ourselves up, OG Mandino rule.
Og Mandino.
Okay, Og Mandino rule number 3. Whenever you make mistakes or get knocked down by life, don't look back at it too long. Mistakes are life's way of teaching you. Your capacity for occasional blunders is inseparable from your capacity to reach your goals. No one wins them all, and your failures, when they happen, are just part of your growth. Shake off your blunders. How will you know your limits without an occasional failure? Never quit. Your turn will come.
Correct. Let's see. Ruben. I'm sorry. Yeah. Ruben, are you there? Ruben Liao. Okay, one thing there. All right, there you are. Okay,
I'm here.
Okay.
Remember, I don't speak English well, and sometimes I'm translate the people say to understand. I'm sorry about it.
That's okay. You're doing just fine.
Okay.
Just fine. So you're doing just fine. Don't you ever worry about that. So like it says here in the book of Og Mandino, you sell as well as you feel. One thing is that you have to remember is we completely get it that you're going to make a mistake. It's going to happen. If you think you're going to go through this whole process and not make mistakes, you're completely wrong.
Okay, I wrote that book Og Mandino is a good writer, but all the time he say, never see back. All the time you all the time you need made something different things to take a different results. Okay, you made something wrong in the back. You just use that to learn the lesson. In the sales, all the time we need so the future with the map in the hand all the time. In other words, you talk about this in the I'm sorry, I might not this in Spanish. I'm sorry.
You need to translate?
Yeah, sometimes.
Dígame, ¿qué quiere decir?
Okay. Todo el tiempo necesitas fijar tus metas para poder trazar una ruta y llegar a tu camino final. Aprende de los errores pasados para no cometerlos en el futuro y siempre llegarás a la meta. So, basically, Omandino say that. I'm sorry.
That's no.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I didn't realize I had muted myself. Basically, what he was saying was that you have to use your past as a stepping stone to in order to look to grow into your future. You can't just ignore your past. That's the only way you're going to ever progress and grow is if you learn from your mistakes.
That is 100% correct, and that's the meaning behind this. Is mistakes is life's way of teaching you what you could do better, how not to repeat it or do something bad again, and don't repeat it and get into that same cycle. You could do this over and over. So we understand that. We know you're going to make a mistake, and people's biggest fear when they come to work, they're wondering, oh, well, I don't want a mistake. I don't want to mess this up or that messed up. Go ahead. Mess it up, screw it up. We know what's coming. No matter what's going to happen, we know you're going to mess something up and something's not going to go the way you want it to, and that's totally fine. We're totally okay with it. Matter of fact, sometimes that's your best way of learning. And some people, that's the only way you can learn is by making that mistake. And you got to, you know what the old saying is, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, don't you? Well, this is the same way. You're never going to be successful until you bruise your knee a few times. That's how life works out. So yes, very good. Thank you, Ruben. I appreciate that. Next, let's see. How about Briley?
What was the question again?
Read the screen.
Read the screen.
Uh-huh.
Start from where? High self-esteem. Number 2.
Yep. Sure.
Okay. Surround yourself with winners, or positive people. Positive self-talk would be 400 to 600 words per minute. Prevents feelings of low self-worth. Want to, choose to. We then have control over how things occur and be a positive force for others. Is that the OG Mandino?
Yep, it's not OG, it's Og. His name is Og.
Oh,
OG.
my bad.
Og.
I'm
Og's
sorry.
his-
He's not a gangster. Today and every day, deliver more than you are getting. I can't see that word. Paid to do. The victory of success will be half. Okay, I can't. That word after that. It's pretty.
Can you see it?
When you, no, it's really blurry. I'll just go, when you leave the secret of putting out more than is expected and I think that's odd. Things you do make yourself so valuable in your work that eventually you will become indispensable. Exercise. Exercise. And then I'm not going to try to read whatever's in the red. The extra
mile,
and enjoy all the
rewards you receive.
You deserve them.
That's okay.
Sorry, this is
I understand
really
it.
blurry.
It screen's a little small, not a problem. But what I want you to understand, what it actually says, as I'm looking up here, is you want to under promise and over deliver. There is nothing in your workspace, in your area, that you cannot help another person with. The more that you are accessible and the more you are qualified to do something, the more indispensable you become. So in other words, let's put it into real terms. So let's just say you become, because I'm going to make you become an inventory expert. If you know where all the cars are, no matter what, 100% of the time, and people start realizing that and they start asking, they say, hey, Randy, where's that Challenger at, that black Hellcat Challenger? And you say, oh, yeah, it's on the back left corner on the right. Or, hey, you know what, it's in the wash rack, or it's here, or it's there. If you're always in tune to knowing where everything is, that you become an indispensable employee. The same thing goes in every aspect you do. If you're always going the extra mile to help somebody else out to achieve their goals and to accomplish whatever they're doing that day, and you're helping, it doesn't mean that you're going to be fixated on it, just means in passing when you're doing stuff or you're not busy, whatever, and you're always helping others and always doing for others and making sure that everybody's hitting that common goal, you become indispensable. Because if you ask somebody to help you with something, do you not think people are going to jump through hoops to help you if you're that guy who's always doing it for somebody else? Would you think so? Right? Sure. That's going to be a normal response. You have to make yourself become invaluable, not just be another number on a page, another face at a desk. Be different. Remember, don't compete. Create. Become something different and do something better than somebody else just in the small stuff is going to make you that much better at what you do all the way around. One thing is, go ahead, Jalen, can you read this one?
You can hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Balance you. You have to balance your life, God, family, work, personal development, and the health and physical. What does it say?
Intellectual.
Oh, intellectual.
Yeah.
And that's everything.
Okay. All right. So what does that mean to you? That means, hey, just don't be all work. Make sure your life is balanced out a little bit. At first, you know what, when you're first getting into the new career, your first 90 days, yeah, you're going to be inundated with work. But after that, as things start to level out, the playing field starts to level out, you got to change that up a little bit. What's going to happen is whatever it is, God, family, work, or whatever you're going to balance out, make sure you're giving as much equal time as you can. The other thing is personal development. You know what, if you're selling cars and you're good at gardening and you're good at selling cars and you're good at some financial things and maybe you don't know how to cook, you know, do something, watch some videos, get a book, whatever. Do something else that's going to enhance your personal development in a subject that's not relevant to the field that you're in. Do something else to make your brain work, to make it work overtime, to give it some intellectual stimulation at some point. That's what we call that. The other thing is your health and your physical. You got to get yourself into shape. Doing this job is, number one, depending on the size of the lot, like this particular place here, I think is 26 or 27 acres, I forget. It's huge. But you're going to be walking it and in 100-degree weather. So you want to make sure that your physical body is in good shape and take care of yourself. And, you know, even at the store up north, you know, no, it's not a big place. You don't got to be doing around. But the worst thing you could do is be sitting in that chair on your butt all day playing and clicking on the computer. Get up, work out, do something, eat healthier, drink healthier, and make yourself physically better. Because if your physical health is good, your mental health usually follows suit. Any questions or comments so far?
Yeah, I have a comment.
Sure, John, go ahead.
Yeah, most of the things that you've shared with us here with regards to the steps to success and excelling in this role. There's a book, I came across 2 books that I read within the last 3 months, The Go-Giver and The Compound Effect. These are very good books that can help each and every one of us here to really excel in this role. So I strongly recommend that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. We appreciate it. Matter of fact, you can type it in the chat and tell us what the books are. Write them out for us again. We appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. And how about Mark Mirror? You want to read that to us?
Secrets of success. Focus and persistent. Being that much closer to the right answer. Being committed. Back to the basics. Learning is remembering what you've already forgotten.
Exactly. Let me tell you something. What's going to happen is you got 3 levels of certification: base level 1, base level 2, and then you usually have your master certification after that. Everything that I'm going to teach you and everything that you're going to learn, the reason why these sessions actually are recorded and all the videos we have on YouTube is for you to be able to go back to and learn with the basics. You're going to remember all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, you're going to learn this, you're going to get into it, you're going to get excited, you're going to learn it, and next week, it's all going to disappear. It's all going to blow out of your head. So where are you going to get that information from? So you have to go back to this. That's why I suggest you get the books, so you can reread them, go through them again, go through the YouTube videos, be subscribed to the YouTube channel, so you get all those different contacts and all the things that you need to have. Because that's going to help you redo that, because you're going to forget it. And you have to relearn this probably 2 or 3 times so it sticks. Not only your product knowledge, but your process, your inventory, and also the basic steps that you're fixing to learn. And the one thing is, you have to be, when you come to work, and especially in this environment, you really have to be focused. Boy, God knows there are so many things going on in the world today that really get us off track and make us forget what's most important. Not all the BS that's going on out there. That has nothing to do with you, okay? What has to do with you is this business, your job, your career, your future, your money, your family, and you. This is what's going to take care of it. Being focused and persistent, committed, and understanding the basics, learning the basics, and memorizing them so they become second nature, so they become habit. Any questions about that? No? Okay. Ryan Irwin.
Why people buy. To fill their needs, improve their situation, people buy from those they like and trust because we built rapport and a trust relationship. Salesperson has partnered with the customer.
Right. So let me ask you, Ryan, have you ever run into a situation in your entire lifetime, regardless of what it is that you were buying, and you didn't buy from the place because of either the salesperson or the business or something didn't treat you in the way you wanted to be treated?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Buying a car.
Oh, great. Go ahead.
Yeah, just I got a bad vibe. I didn't feel like the person was being genuine with me, so I just didn't feel good about it.
Exactly, and that's exactly what happens. Is if you feel that somebody is not taking care of you, and I've walked out of many situations like that myself. Okay, where I don't care what the deal is, it didn't make any difference to me. Okay, because I wasn't getting treated correctly, or I felt I was getting ignored, or my wants and my needs weren't getting handled, I just left. It pissed me off. So how many of you have happened to that? Raise your hand. Sure. Because it doesn't make any difference what the deal is. The deal doesn't count anymore, does it? What counts is how you got taken care of. Ah, I see John put that up there. Great. Thank you for that, John. So, thanks for those kind words, Ali. But no, what people buy is because they have a need to buy something for that particular situation. But they're only going to buy. Let me tell you something. This Toyota store can only do so much. The only thing we can do is we can put the vibe out there that we love you, we want you, we're going to take care of you. But if they meet somebody, if they meet Ryan, and Ryan is an awesome guy and they have a great relationship with him right away, it really doesn't matter anymore what the store does, because the only thing they're fixated on is what Ryan's doing. And if Ryan is hitting all the chords and they like him and they trust him, there's absolutely becomes zero reason why they're going to buy. People don't buy for 3 reasons. Forget about everything else you heard. It's the dealership, okay? The dealership, the product, or the salesperson. That's it. Those are the only 3 reasons people don't buy. There's nothing else in there. You can forget about all the financial woes, because we have a finance program for everybody. I don't care who you are, and most car dealerships do. But the salesperson is the most important thing. You have to build rapport. You have to build a trust relationship. And that's what we call partnering with the customer. It's not us against them. It's not the dealership against the customer or the customer against the salesman or any of that stuff. That's ridiculous. What you are is you have to be there. You have to be their person. Everybody here ever hear of the show Grey's Anatomy? Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm a guy and I've watched it. Yes, I have. I've watched all 15 seasons, okay? I got roped into it one day, and next thing I know, I can't get off the damn thing. But anyway, one thing that they always say in that show is you have to be my person is the term. And I love that term, because as a salesperson, that's what you want to be. You want to be that customer's person. You want to be their go-to person for everything. Doesn't matter what it is. And that's what we want you to be. We want them to trust you, love you, respect you. We want that mutual relationship. So that's going to profess what our store is all about and what you're all about, so that customer has that great experience. We really don't want it to be anything short of that. That's why people buy, is because of you as an individual. So those negative situations that you've encountered on throughout your life in different stores in different areas, hell no, we don't want that. We don't want, there's nothing worse than going to a store when you're ready to buy something and you have a bad experience. Doesn't it? I mean, that really sucks in all aspects. But that's the truth of it. Thank you for that, Ryan. Okay. So understanding the team, it's the dealership, like I just said, the dealership, the customer, and you, the sales consultant. And understand that in 2020, more than being a sales consultant, you are definitely a product specialist. That is more of what you are to achieve, because your job is to be the product expert. And you will hear the terms in this business. You will hear the terms in this business that people will tell you, oh, you know what? Stay stupid. Tell them you're brand new. I don't want to spend 40 or 50 grand from somebody who doesn't know about the product. Why? Because they happen to be a nice person, or because the car looks good, or the product looks good? No, I want to talk to somebody who's an expert. And that's what you have to be. Forget about that stuff where they tell you to be new and all this kind of stuff. It's old way of thinking. The right way of thinking is for you to be an expert. And the only way you're going to become that is by exactly what I'm telling you. That's pretty much it.
Hey, quick question, Mr. Chairman. I have a question.
Sure.
So when it comes to your own finance program, isn't it like y'all basically controls the whole finance, like Honda in a way? Because when I went to Honda a few months ago, well, actually in January, that's not a few months ago, but in January, they said no, but they with their own APR in their own financial program. So is that something Toyota has as well?
Everybody has that. So every new car company, Kia, Hyundai, Mazda, Toyota, Honda, it doesn't make any difference. all of them they own their own bank, whether it's Toyota Financial Services, Honda Financial Services, Nissan. They all have that. It's their own money, so they can charge whatever interest rate they want. So they can charge you a 1%, a 0%, or an 18%. Everything is relevant to the customer itself. You're going to learn about credit apps, all that kind of stuff this week coming up, 100%. The difference is, how we perceive it and how customers perceive it. We don't have in-house financing. Nobody does. In-house financing refers to buy here, pay here at a used car lot. What we have, let's see, we have a test. No. Sorry. Nope. I lost Josh. Correct. Josh, you in the meeting?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Very good. She told me that you weren't in there for some reason. So no, we're not
Earlier, whenever it went all weird.
Yeah, I know. I've been having people going in and out. So to answer your question, no, we do not have any tests. What we do is we have pass or fails on the material and your participation. So which will not be graded because we're doing this through Zoom. Okay, just so you know that. But like I said, all the lenders have a captive bank and have a captive audience. So Toyota wants to put everybody through Toyota Financial Services. And what happens is, since it's our own money and we have our own criteria, we can decide who we want to lend money to or not, just depending on the situation. And quite frankly, how things work in our business is, we look at each deal stands upon its own, but sometimes if we're going to package up 10 or 15 deals with one, we may get somebody with some really rough credit bought because we've given the bank so many good deals. And when you go to a credit union or an outside lender or something else other than Navy Federal Credit Union, USAA, or something that's military affiliated, 99% of the time, the manufacturer can beat anybody's rates because basically we can make it up. We can do whatever we want to do. Is that it?
Yeah, it does. Because I remember when I was looking for a car again, I remember going to Ford and Chevy, Ford and Chevy, and they had to call all these different banks, including my bank. I had like all these different banks, like BVA, from American Express and Wells Fargo. But what I did, like Honda, what you just pointed out was like Toyota, financial services and Honda financial service. They helped me out and helped me find the right APR, and that's what most customers are scared of, is the APR. And I think that's what made me feel comfortable with Honda or even Toyota as well, which you just brought up.
Well, let me reiterate that, because there's two different aspects. Number one, no matter who you are, your credit score goes into a matrix. So that matrix dictates usually what the interest rate range is. So whether you go to Bank of America or Wells Fargo or something like that, and you're going to get a car loan, Capital One, all this kind of stuff. If you're a 680, a 681 is a complete different interest rate than a 680. Okay, there's not a range. Each particular one has its own number, and it's built on a matrix that's non-discriminatory. The difference is the lender has to abide by that interest rate. Same thing goes, like if Toyota says somebody's got a 400 Beacon or a 480 Beacon and they're going to buy a loan, they can't give that guy a 1.9. They're going to have to give him whatever in that matrix. And everybody's going to be within 1 or 2% of that, universally across the board. Otherwise, it becomes a discriminatory thing. And they outruled that in 2009 or 2010. So everybody works off a matrix grid, and there is about a 1 to 2% or a 1 to 2 point range in that. That's it.
Yeah, because that's what Honda brought out. I'm sorry about this. That's what Honda brought out. They brought the matrix out. So like I said, back to the banks, like Wells Fargo, they were going up my job, the jobs I had and jobs in history. I was doing Uber, Lyft, and other jobs that that weren't making enough finance for the car. But the Honda did for me was look up the matrices, the APR I had, and they hooked me up with the 7, so I was good with that.
Oh, okay. Well, every situation is different, and each one will stand one way or another on its own. But everybody's built upon a grid. No matter who you are, doesn't make any difference. Any other questions on that? Zach, you had another question?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. So since we got about 20 minutes left for today's meeting, now just to let you know, to make things easier for everybody, we're going to have what's called a recurring meeting, morning and afternoon sessions from Monday through Friday. They're going to be the same ID. So the link that you'll get over the weekend for Monday, I don't know when it's going to be sent out, will be the same link and the same user ID and everything that you'll use the entire week. Okay? They're going to be a recurring ID. So you'll get that. Okay? And I'm going to email it and text it to everybody. Okay? It's just so you know. This is a screenshot you want to take because this is your Bible. These are your 12 steps, or what we call the road to a sale. This is everything that you want to know is right here. So I'm going to give everybody about a minute to write that down. And Carson could read those 12 steps to us.
Okay, it's really blurry, so I'm gonna try my best.
Sure.
Meet and greet, interview customer, identify customer needs, wants, and budget. Let's see. That's a TO to manager.
Yep, TO to manager, step 3.
Right, select proper vehicle, vehicle presentation, butterfly, conduct a demonstration drive, a demo, service tour, trial, I can't see it.
Close.
Okay. Present the numbers and terms, finance, delivery, follow-up, and let's see, a silent trade walk around.
Now, yeah, that is 8A. So it goes 7, 8, and then 8A only if it's relevant. And then you're going to learn what all the differences are. Okay. So this particular screenshot, I will send to you over the weekend. Okay. But these are the 12 steps. So you definitely want to write these down because you're going to have to memorize them and you're going to be asked in front of your bosses to recite them. So you want to know them. You don't want to fail this because this is everything right here. So I'm going to give everybody a minute to write down the 12 steps. If you can't read something, just let me know and I'll read it out loud to you. You guys back there can see it? Mason? You guys good? Okay. When everybody's done writing those down, do me a favor, put up your little blue hands.
Sorry, can I ask something?
Please.
The 8E, the silence trade walk around, I don't understand what is the meaning.
That's okay. You're not going to understand any of this yet. We're not there yet.
Okay.
Write it down. All of this should be a foreign language to you, the 12 steps.
Yeah.
Hey, what does TLT manager mean?
What is what?
TO to manager.
TO stands for turnover. And if anybody's having a hard time reading it, I could read it also.
Yeah, Don, on number 8, it says trial, and then I can't read the next word that's after that on point 8. Trial what?
Trial close.
Oh, that's just close. Okay.
It's the number 8 is trial close. 8A would be silent trade walk around. 9 would be present the numbers and terms. Number 10 would be finance, means you're going to bring them to the finance department. Number 11 is the delivery of the car. And number 12 is the follow-up of the car.
Will we be the ones also kind of doing the contract with them, working out the contract with them?
No.
No. Okay, somebody else will take care of that in the finance section.
Yeah, that's the finance department will do.
Okay.
Like I said, once you're done writing it down and you got it, click on the little blue hand and just put it up. Guys back there, able to write all this down? Oh, yeah, we got a thumbs up. I didn't realize we had that button. That'll work.
Can you repeat it?
What's that? Want me to read
list?
the whole
Can't
list?
see- yes, I don't see anything on here.
Okay. The list is, the first one is called meet and greet.
Meet and greet.
Second is the interview the customer, identify the customer's wants, needs, and budget. The third one is TO to a manager. Then we have select a proper vehicle. Then we have the vehicle presentation, which is known as a butterfly. Then we have a demonstration drive, which is known as a demo. Then we have a service tour, which is really a service introduction. And then we have a trial close. And then we have a silent trade walk around. And then we have present the numbers or the facts and figures. And we have finance, delivery, and then follow-up. And Joe, I'm going to have you here next week. So if you want to Monday come up to the store in the conference room, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So Cheyenne, so I'm going to give you guys the very first step here. So you want to write this entire thing down. I'm going to see if I could blow this up a little bit. You see that better?
Let's see. A little bit. Oh, crazy on.
Can you guys see that a little bit better?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Can you, Cheyenne?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So read that to us.
Okay. Welcome to ABC Motors. My name is, do I just put my name?
Yeah.
Say my name. Okay. My name is Cheyenne and you are, and then if.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. Don't,
Crazy.
Cheyenne, I'm going to have you read this in a second. I'm going to do it for you for 1 minute. Okay.
Okay.
The first thing is going to be perfecta store. So here it's going to say, hey, welcome to Toyota of Katy. My name is Don and you are. And I'm going to say, are you here to see anyone in particular? And I'm going to say no. Great. How may I be of service to you? And then you're going to answer me. You say, I'm here looking for a Toyota Tacoma. Great. We have a great selection of Tacomas. Please follow me. And then I'll explain what the turn and walk is. So Cheyenne, go ahead and read that through like that. So you're going to read line 1, line 2. You're going to skip line 3. And you're going to go to line 4 and line 5.
Okay. I'm sorry. It's like it keeps flipping back and forth, and then I've got a bunch of dots all over it. Okay. Welcome to ABC Motors. My name is Cheyenne, and you are?
No, don't say ABC. Say Toyota of Katy.
Oh, Toyota of Katy. My name is Cheyenne, and you are?
My name is Don.
Are you here to see someone in particular?
No, I'm not.
Great. I'll take you right. Nope. That was a wrong answer.
All right, go to the one underneath.
Sorry. How may I be of service to you?
I'm looking for a Tacoma.
We have a great selection of Toyota Tacomas. Please follow me and I'll show you.
Nope, just please follow me. Now, guys, and that's a good job. Thank you, Shane. So just so you understand, this words need to come out of your mouth as second nature. There's no ad-libbing. There's no changing the words. There's no adding on to it. There's nothing extra. And we're going to practice this. And matter of fact, you're going to see right now, hopefully you'll be able to see me on the screen. So, Mason, come on down here. Okay? So come right here so we can see you in front of the screen. Okay? There's Mason. So it's going to go just like this. It's, hi, welcome to Toyota of Katy. My name is Don and you are? Amazing. Hey, you here to see anybody in particular?
No, I'm just here to look for a car.
Car, great. We have a great selection of cars, so please follow me.
Okay, that's it.
Perfect. Thank you, Mason.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you see how that works? That's exactly how you're going to do this. So it's very, very important that you memorize this and get each and every one of those words down, because you cannot change these words. You can't make up anything different. So what I want you to do is put your prospective store into that where it says ABC Motors. So for most of you, it's going to be, hi, welcome to either Toyota of Houston or welcome to Toyota of Katy. My name is, and you are. Are you here to see someone in particular? They're going to answer you yes or no. If they say, yes, I am. I'm here to see, I'm here to see Johnny Rocket. Okay, great. I'm going to take you right to them, and you're going to bring that customer right to the receptionist or whatever it is that you know. If you know where that salesman is, you're going to bring the customer right there. If they say, no, I'm not, you're going to say, great. Not how can I help you? What are you looking for? Wrong words. The words are, how may I be of service to you? Not how may I service you, because that's prostitution. As great as we are, that's one thing we don't do here, okay? And that has happened a million times. So you got to be careful. You don't want to say that, okay? You're going to say is, how may I be of service to you? And then whatever they say that they're looking for, you're going to say, we have a great selection of whatever they're looking for. Please follow me. Now, I'm going to ask Ali, are you still on here somewhere?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how do we make a turn in the military? If you're physically, if I tell you, if we're making a walk, how would you normally make a right or a left? You do the little pivot, right?
Yeah, little pivot, it's kind of like a sharp turn.
Yep. It's a sharp pivot and a move, right?
Right.
Well, that's exactly what you guys would be doing, is as soon as you say, please follow me, you're going to turn around and your back will be to that customer and you're going to beeline it for the front door or whatever door is closest to you. And then you're going to open the door, okay? And you're going to turn around and look, and that customer will be right on your heels. Now, sometimes this does happen. you'll turn around and look, and that customer will be gone as shit. And what you're going to do is pretend it didn't happen and keep on going. No, I'm just kidding. What you're going to do is you're going to go fix the situation. But most of the time what happens is people are going to listen to you and say, please follow me, because they believe you're bringing them to whatever it is that they're looking for, but you're not. Where you're bringing them first is you're bringing them to your desk. That's the first place you're bringing them. And then you're going to sit down and you're going to have a conversation, and we're going to go into step 2 and everything else. Okay? So do you guys understand your homework assignments? Anybody that does not, speak up. Go ahead, Alfredo.
No, it seems pretty straightforward. Memorize the scripts here and do the video and do the demographic stats, right? These are the main items to get to you, right?
Right. So does anybody have any questions about the homework that you got to do over the weekend?
Yes, I do. On the video?
Yes.
How exactly would we do that?
How exactly would you do that?
Yes,
the
sir.
best thing to do is go onto the YouTube channel,
Okay.
okay, and look under the playlists, and then
Okay.
go to the video communication, and then look at the different videos, and you'll see exactly how they're done. Some of them are bad, and some of them are good. There's about 200 of them on there, so you can look at them and see.
And what was the was it on your YouTube page?
Yes.
Okay. That was my only question.
And no, we do not have any apps that will assist you in the resources. So we don't have that. And Carson, it's totally fine to bring your poodle to class every day. We're good with that. So,
Excuse me.
yes,
So
go ahead.
Do you want us to do the meet and greet video too?
No, no,
Okay.
I want you to learn it as a script.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to learn this, but we're going to be practicing it throughout the entire week. So I'm not so much concerned about you getting it down this weekend, but the sooner you get, the quicker, the better off you're going to be. The better off you'll be all the way around. So you want to learn this word for word. You're not changing any of the words, okay, at all, because we never want to hear the word help come out of you in that area.
And it was Don Diamond at what
No.
at one.
No, can you see my name on the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's the way it is on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, just type that in. And the best thing for right now, for the time being, is you guys should all subscribe to it. And then you can, I don't care if you unsubscribe later, it doesn't matter. But this way, when we pop up new content, you guys will get alerted and it'll be relevant to the class.
Yes, sir.
Clinton, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Numbers on your feet. You know, you have a lot of people that like to talk numbers while you're out showing the vehicle. Versus,
No,
okay.
Never. So what happened? First we lost the tie, now we lost the shirt, now we got the t-shirt. You getting ready to get in a bathrobe or what? Yeah,
I
man.
took the dogs out on the I took the dogs out on my break.
All right. So all right. So let's see. No, we never talk numbers on the car lot ever, 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 ever. Never, never, never. Don't ever talk car because it's a pointless, useless conversation. And what the car lot is for is to sell the car and to sell the product. Remember, the product is the most important thing in this whole picture. It's the focal point is the product. If you make the math the product or the payments or the price, you're screwed. You're not selling nothing. Not selling anything. So we got to get that off. So now, Briley, you're talking about demographic. You want to know what the demographics are again?
Yes.
Okay, hang on a second. I got a couple of questions. So Briley, okay, demographics. Once again, your zip code and the store you're working at's zip code, okay? and you want to know what the medium income is. That's number one, is what the medium income is, what the race and gender of the dominating party is. And then the last thing is, what do you think they'll buy? Based upon their demographic information. And to answer your question, Chris Arredondo, so what if they are persistent to talk about the numbers? If you do this correctly, they will not be. Or one of the easiest things to say, which we will get into during training this week, I'll explain to you how to get out of that situation, okay? Because the only place you're gonna talk about numbers is at your desk. The only where you're gonna talk about, you're not gonna talk about numbers on the car lot, you're gonna talk about the car on the car lot. And you're gonna get many situations that absolutely suck. Like you get a guy coming in, and I've seen it here, where a guy comes in, you may be at your desk doing something. Let me see. Okay. You may come in and say, come sit at your desk and say, you know what, I saw you have that white Challenger out front there, you know, what's the price on? And so now you're sitting at your desk, right? And I want to know what the price of the car is. Well, the price is on the window. That's what the price is. Well, let me go out and show it to you. And I'm going to show you how to get yourself out of negative situations like that into positive situations to make the car the focal point, not the price. You know, I had a guy sitting there rolling on the screen with another salesman who happened to be a great salesman that's downstairs. And the guy's like, oh, I don't want to go look at the car. I just want to know if you're going to honor that price. And I told the customer, I said, yeah, of course we're going to honor the price. It's right there on the screen. I said, but you need to go look at the car first. And he said, oh, no, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to look at it. I just want to know if that's the price, that's what I want to buy. I said, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's the price that's on the screen. And nope, we don't advertise our second best price. That is the number. What's it say? Let's see, what are the times we go pick up employee packets? No, I'll get back to it. This to answer your question, it's on the screen for Mark and George. And the employee packets, you can pick up at lunchtime on Monday or Tuesday is fine, okay? Or if you're gonna be one of the 15 people we're gonna have in the training room come Monday, as long as you live close, if you live within 10 of the dealership, then I'm gonna let you come up here, be in the training room, and you'll have your packet right away. But again, we're not gonna make the math the focal point, we're gonna make the car the focal point. But the guy that was down here, you know, he argued the fact, didn't wanna go outside, didn't wanna look, he wanted the price. We gave him the price and that was it. And then then after he started going to buy the car, write up the paperwork, and I told him, I said, you might want to go look and see if this vehicle's here. And after about an hour spending in the dealership, he ended up walking outside and looking for the vehicle that was still on the internet, and it was sold. And he ended up finding something else completely different. So he wasted an hour and a half of his time and the salesman's time because he didn't want to go outside and go look at the car, wanted to go right off the internet. And we're going to talk about that in training next week as well. Okay? So you guys could unmute yourselves so we can have about a 30-second conversation before we log off. You all can unmute. So did you guys get something out of today?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, absolutely.
Very helpful.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
Double yes.
Very good.
Now, is this something that you think you would like to pursue?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Okay, excellent. So what's going to happen is over the weekend, except for performance, the people that are on here that I've already told and talked to that have to do with New Jersey, you're already good to go. So usually it's going to pick up your paperwork and you will start on Monday, but I'm going to expect you to be in training on the week. Okay. So you're going to have to figure that out. You can do it at the store or however else you got to do it. You might have to break up periodic times, but figure that out and you'll be there. The rest of you that are going to be at the 2 Toyota stores here in Houston, we're going to be, again, I'm going to set up the links where the IDs are the same, and we're going to have a morning and afternoon session. Most likely during the week next week, we will be done sometime between 3 and 4 o'clock every day. Okay.
Okay.
Since you guys are at home, I'm not worried about you getting into traffic. Go ahead.
So with that being said, Don, so us being in the store on Monday, when is so we're gonna basically have everything the same time as now, 10 a.m. for us, and then go from there? Okay.
Yep, it's everything's Central Standard Time because I got 45 on one hand and 5 on the other, so.
Okay. So will that be accommodated for us there as well? Will they? No.
That's something you can talk to Bobby Neal about, but I do not believe you'll be getting any paid training for that. Okay.
Okay.
So, just to let you know that.
Gotcha.
So, and now, those of you who are within 10 minutes of this dealership of Toyota of Katy, only the ones that are within 10 minutes, I need you to shoot me an email and let me know who you are. I already have 3. So I'm going to take 12 more people up here. And if you're within 10 minutes, I know Joe is one of them. And then whoever else.
I'm 10 minutes away.
So Chris.
I'm also 10 minutes away.
Alfredo. Okay.
I'll be 10 minutes away.
Who's that, Mark?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm about 16, 17 minutes.
Why is it that you're only the 10 minutes away, people? Just wondering.
I'm about 22 minutes.
Okay, well, hold on. I missed just those of you who are 10 minutes away. Yeah, cannot be any more than 10 minutes away. And you just shoot me an email because I'm going to let you come up to the conference room and you will be here in the conference room the rest of the week. Okay? So you won't have to log on, but you'll be part of the training because we're going to do a lot of things live and things different. Those of you that are further away, you're going to be on the Zoom for the for the rest of the training for the rest of the week, except we're going to rotate those 15 people out for Thursday and Friday session only, because Friday most of you are going to have to be here in one of the 2 protective stores in order to finish your paperwork, go through orientation and different things. So the reality is I'm going to get with you, but more than likely Friday you will be in both of these stores. Okay. But we're trying very hard to keep the social distancing and not get anybody sick. We got a lot of employees here. Everybody's been tested. Everybody's been good. I got an electronic, keep calling it temperature gauge, thermometer and all that stuff. So we're practicing everything we can. You got to wear a mask while you're in here and while you're in the showroom and all that. So we're just trying to keep you as comfortable as possible so you can learn and listen as much as possible without having to worry about all the other crap that's going on.
And what time on Monday are we going to be there?
You will be here at 9 o'clock. Actually, before 9, a couple minutes before 9. Those 12 of you that, once you email me, I'll tell you yes, or whatever. So I just need 12 volunteers. Then you'll be, and we'll get it all figured out from that point. Okay? So you guys got your homework to do. You know what to happen. We'll send out.
I'm sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
Just one question. The meeting in Monday is the same?
Yes.
Zoom?
Yes.
Okay. At 9 a.m. Okay.
So it's going to be the same time. It's going to be, I'm going to design it from 9 to 4 with an hour break. So you're going to log on twice. You're going to log on in the morning, then you're going to log on in the afternoon. I'm going to make it so the links are the same. The ID is the same for the entire week. So you don't have to hopefully have any problems, because I have 5 people that weren't able to log on. So that stinks. We're going to have to make it up from there.
And the email is now. The short email is now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So anybody have any questions before we take off?
Yeah.
Angela.
For the people at Performance Dodge, you were saying we have to report to the dealership on Monday?
Correct.
Okay.
So make sure you have your employee packs 100% filled out, your driver's license, social security card, and drop that stuff off and be there Monday dressed for work professionally.
Okay, awesome.
And Neil goes that you're going through training still, so go ahead.
Okay, the question is, when are we going to get employee ID?
That could take up to a week.
A week, all right.
Yeah, as this weekend, I'm going to be looking at the approvals that are going through the system. I'm going to look on and see if everybody's passed the background, taken the drug test, all that stuff, and everything has come back. And I can see it in the computer system. Those of you, some of you, I will let you know, hey, you're clear for hire, and we're going to start your employee packet. Some of you will not be cleared for hire for whatever reason, and I'll tell you, say, look, sorry, but you didn't get cleared for hire, and you're more than welcome to complete the training and get your certificate. By the way, when you're done with this training class, you will get a certificate, okay? You will get a certified certificate from NATA, okay? That's good anywhere in the country. And then you get to complete it for free. So otherwise, you can pay me the dealer fee, which I don't think you want to.
One other question. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to the dealership today. So
That's
tomorrow morning, will one of Bobby or Patty be there for me to get that from them?
Oh, well, if Bobby's there, Bobby's the owner. So yeah,
Okay.
he can give it to you. But Patty's usually not there on Saturdays.
Okay.
And let me tell you, their employee pack is about the smallest piece of paper I've ever seen. So it's not exactly complicated.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
not all-
I have it right here.
No, no,
It
yeah.
is a-
Here's our paperwork.
It's very small.
Yeah,
It
performance
is.
performance
Very,
doc
very
like
small.
this.
About 1,000 pages.
Yeah, we got about 1,000 pieces of paper.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Don't worry. Don't take too much of that to heart. You can literally
Yeah.
finish it in about 7 minutes.
Okay.
No, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
In 2 minutes, you're done.
Oh, wow.
I just have 2 more questions.
Sure.
For us up in here, up northeast, when we go to Performance Dodge, I guess we won't be continuing with you with the rest of the training.
No, we will be.
It's 100% optional, but I suggest you do, yes, for the entire week. I really don't think anybody's going to be standing in your way.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I guess we would have to talk to Bobby to work around that.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, you could figure it out, work around it. That's why you could do it, do it off your phone or whatever. Even if you maybe not participate a lot, the more you can listen and learn, the better off you'll be. But you could completely. Bobby's not going to stand in your way from doing that for the week. You'll be all right.
okay, and then my last question is, you spoke about the hourly rate for the people at Houston.
Mm-hmm.
How do we find out for us over here in New Jersey? I mean, I guess we talk to Bobby for that as well, or can you tell us that?
Honestly, I mean, probably the quickest way to find out is to see if you got a check. If you don't have a check, you probably didn't get paid. I'm just kidding, Angela. No, just go ask him. I know he's not going to pay you for the training. I know that. Okay. But as far as the draw against your commission, you want to ask him that and find out what that is. Definitely ask him that. Okay. So I know there is one. I don't remember what it is, and I don't have my other briefcase here to tell you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey,
But yeah, definitely.
So quick question with Dominic. So the people who are like training right now, we don't show up to work Monday for work. We're still in Zoom training.
Zach, you're here in Houston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be on Zoom. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Got that?
Oh yeah, I got it. Hey, and this is paid training, right?
Yes, for the Houston stores, it is paid training. So, and just to clarify, nobody in Houston is showing up Monday professionally dressed to go to work. You're nowhere near that yet. Okay. I'm only going to pick 12 more people to come to the store to be in the conference room to attend the training here that don't have to be on Zoom. Okay. Everybody understand it? And I will let you know who that is this weekend. And the rest of you will be on the Zoom meeting Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday, those 15 people will be switched out with other people. And most likely on Friday, everybody will be at the 2 prospective stores. Number one, we're going to wrap up everything in the morning. And in the afternoon, we're going to get all the logistical information done for the store. In other words, employee numbers, employees, a lot of employee stuff. Most likely, all that stuff will come on Friday, maybe a little sooner. Everybody clear on that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And about drug testing, how do we do that?
I guess, you know, go find a weed dealer and figure it out from there. See if he's good, bad, whatever.
I mean, where can we get the drug test?
Well, you should have done that already. Otherwise, what you got to do is contact, if you're in Houston, contact the Cole Group because you already got all that information. You did the phone call interview with them, and then they'll schedule the drug test somewhere close to your house. But until you get that complete, you will never be approved for hire. So the sooner the better. You could do that. I don't know if you could do that this afternoon, but there is a possibility. But you got to call the Cole Group. So that's very important. In the Cole
Is
Group,
that the same for Jersey as well?
No, Jersey doesn't have anything. They don't do any drug testing or anything.
That's right. Nah.
That's
Trevor
true.
Angelo.
That's not fair. Angelo, you can stop sweating now.
I'll see you on Monday, Angelo.
All right. Yeah, we'll be good buddies, man.
That's right.
Hey, Don, I have one question.
Sure, go ahead.
So what exactly would be like something that might disqualify you from employment?
As far as New Jersey?
Yeah, New Jersey.
From what I can see right now, nothing. Besides you not showing up on time, not being dressed on time, and not doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. He's going to evaluate you doing your first 5 days there. And if you're not on point, basically, yeah, he will probably let you go. But there's nothing like logistically that would disqualify you, because I mean, I'm not supposed to be telling you this, and don't repeat this, but he doesn't even do backgrounds or drug tests or nothing. He just looks at you and takes you as a man of your word, and you let you work. And if you follow the rules, follows the directions, you're a team player, you're doing the training, doing what you're supposed to do, and you're trying hard, you can be with that guy forever.
Okay.
Simple as that. Don't repeat that. So.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Don't know nothing.
So yeah, it's a very easy place to go to work for, and if you play your cards right, you can be there for a very long time.
Sounds good.
Okay, the rest of you guys in Houston, we have a lot of paperwork to do, and you got to make sure your background's done, your drug testing is done, and all that's complete before we can get you through the system. Okay, and somebody posted the address of the Cole Group, which is good, and we can have that there, but otherwise you could do it over the phone. Anything else before I let you guys off?
No, sir.
I don't know,
All right, so I want you guys to have a safe and great weekend. Don't forget to do your homework and the stuff that you got to do. Don't forget to email me or text me the videos over the weekend. And I will send you out the link sometime during the weekend that you'll be able to use for the entire week, okay? And I expect everybody to be on. There should be no excuse why everybody shouldn't be on here, okay?
Gotcha.
Unless you're part of the 15 that's back here. All right?
All right.
Guys, have a great
All right,
week.
guys.
Be
Take
good.
care.
Great weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you for today.
See you Monday.
Bye. Good luck, everybody.
Good
Good
luck.
luck, guys.
Good luck.
Good luck.